Hey guys, welcome back to the Jedi Knight of the Woods channel. Got another tabletop review for you today of another little bargain find. Picked this up last week from a retail store called Lidl's. I'm sure most people will be aware of them. They quite often on a weekly basis do some bargain buckets with different stuff in there, like trekking gear, motorcycle gear, camping gear, fishing gear, all those sorts of things. You can pick up some bargains. And this is a backpack that I picked up last weekend. I've been looking for a new day sack. I'm not talking about going out into the woods doing bushcraft activities with this. I've got my Army Issue Bergen for that. I've got another smaller rucksack as well to use as a day sack if I want to. In which case I probably like to use colouring and equipment that's more conducive to a stealth approach to being in the woods. Don't want to draw too much attention to myself, although I've got this patch of woods that I've got permission to be in. You know, it's still about blending in a little bit with the environment rather than standing out so much. But I was looking for a new rucksack, a day sack, for when I go out with the wife and the dog for a ramble around the hills, do a little bit of scrambling up through the Welsh mountains, that sort of thing. I was looking at three other models, particularly the Berghaus free flow system, which retails for the 25 litre anywhere between sort of £40–45 right up to £60 I've seen it. I was also looking at the Deuter Speedlight range, which again are not particularly cheap. I think they're somewhere around sort of 36–38 quid. And then the Osprey is another alternative. They do a sort of 20–25 litre version for about £70. But I've held off because I couldn't quite find the one I wanted, and came across this one in Lidl's last weekend. And I'll just show you through some of the all the main features on it. I won't tell you how much this one costs just at the moment. You probably could find out. There is a review on another mountain bike site. It's the only one I've been able to find so far. But as I say, the Berghaus free flow is around about £45, as good as you can get. The Deuter is about 40 quid, and the Osprey around about 70. There are other options. You've got Gellert, for example, amongst a lot of others. You know, there's tons of backpack or daypack manufacturers out there. But I was really quite impressed with this one. I stood in Lidl's, had a little look over it, and you know, made sure it had a lot of the features that I was looking for. And I've got to say I was pretty impressed. So, quick look at the booklet that came with it. Just says 25 litres on there. It's 3M Scotch light reflective material. As far as I can see, it's just that one little oval piece of Scotch light, but you know, hey, it's on there. It gives a little bit of info about the rucksack itself, so just some dimensions: 31 by 48 by 18, that's the width by height by depth, so 31 centimeters wide, 48 centimeters high, and 18 centimeters deep. Capacity is approximately 25 litres, and the weight apparently is approximately 770 grams. Spacious main compartment with slot and document pouch, compression strap, quick click closures, two-way zip for easy opening and closing, multiple outer zip compartments, 3M Scotch light reflectors, ergonomically shaped shoulder straps, air vent system, adjustable width and height chest strap, mesh pocket, padded hip strap, practical rain protection cover. So let's have a look over the rucksack then, and just see those. The rest of it's in foreign languages, so have a look over the rucksack and just see some of those features. We'll start on the back, and another tag I've got to take off. Nice, quite a good carry handle there. They're right. There's the carry handle. The straps are quite thick. They feel nice and spongy. I'm sure they're going to be pretty good. Oh, there's some more Scotch light reflective material. They've got mesh on the back of those, so I'm sure they're going to have wicking properties as well as cooling properties. The chest strap is adjustable up and down, which is good. That feels quite sturdy as well. Another side release buckle on there, and it looks as though that's width adjustable as well. So broad shoulders, cool, and both sides are adjustable up and down, which is always a bonus. Moving on to the actual back of it then, so we've got what looks to be a similar system to the Berghaus Free Flow, where it's just got a padded, sort of not padded, but a mesh system there, with quite a padded hip belt, or hip section should we call it. I'm quite pleased to see that this is the 2-inch webbing. Quite often you can find this is, you know, just thin 1-inch, and again you've got a fairly sturdy feeling side release buckle there, and some retention clips on the excess straps, so that's all pretty good. I think that's going to work quite well. The actual frame of the rucksack is made of metal as well. It's not some cheap plastic attempt at a frame. Nice to see little details like that. Moving round to one side, you've got the mesh pocket with a little loop there, and I'm sure that's going to be big enough to fit the Maxpedition Nalgene bottle. Yeah, that works alright. What I'll probably do is secure the top to one of these side compression straps just through the loop there, so that doesn't come out and don't lose it. So you've got another bungee shock cord type arrangement there. I'm sure you could put sort of like a little jacket through it, or trekking poles, whatever you want. And on the back we've got one separate pocket that stretches all the way down to the bottom there, and all the way up to the top as well, which is quite handy. So, you know, separate pocket for any wet gear. Keep the dog stuff in there. You know, maybe that might work perfectly to have a Maxpedition, one of the large pocket organisers in there. Maybe keep some equipment fairly easy to hand. Flashlights, knife, something along those lines. Maybe some emergency equipment like bin liners or a poncho, or you know, something along those lines would be quite cool. The zips are not YKK zippers, so we'll see how they hold up. The other side we've got an enclosed pocket. Again, that can be used for sort of dog treats, dog mess bags. Put your wallet, your keys in there fairly easily, no problem. I think that'd be fairly secure. Again, on this side, another side retention or compression strap, should I say. You know, I know this is not the biggest of rucksacks, but if you haven't got an awful lot in there, you know, you want to be able to cinch it tight so nothing is moving around. Let's have a little look into the main compartment. We'll undo those. So it's made by Rock Trail. Main compartment, nice, doesn't go all the way down, but it looks to be nice and easy to open. We've got an enclosed pocket there. Again, things like wallets, keys, mobile phone, kept nice and out of the way at the top, easily accessible. What do they call that? A document sleeve, goes right the way down to the bottom. There's enough room in there for two waterproof jackets, a box of snacks, a couple of bars, maybe some other bits and bobs, some fruit, that sort of thing. And I think 25 litres is going to be adequate. The other thing it does say this this rucksack has is a bladder. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it says you can get a water bladder in there, which I'm sure you can through the back and pass the pipe up through that little pocket there. So the fact that you can attach a water bladder, I've never been a big fan of water bladders, to be honest. I'd rather have a bottle, but that's just me. At least it's got the option. And the other thing which I was particularly impressed with as well for this price point is the fact that on the bottom you have a rain cover, and that just slips neatly in the bottom pouch there, adds a little bit of padding to the bottom, and that slips nicely over the rucksack like that, and the bottom to make the whole thing, and a bit more scotch tape, scotch light on the back there as well. So yeah, encloses the whole thing without any problem at all, and room to spare, to be honest with you, in the whole of that protective rain cover. So actually there's enough room that once it's full it will definitely cover it, but I reckon even when it's raining you could stick other gear in there. If you didn't want your jumper to get wet, if you were caught in a flash downpour or something, you could put maybe your jumper, your fleece jumper underneath that to keep that dry and just get wet in your t-shirt, or vice versa, whichever way you want to do it. You know, I guess it gives you a few different options. So really, I'm quite happy with that purchase. I was, you know, going to spend somewhere in the region of 30 odd quid for a rucksack, but I picked this one up for Lidl's at the grand price of £12.99. You know, if you pick up any message throughout my videos, guys, you'll know that I love a bargain, and I love picking up a bit of gear that just goes to show that we don't have to get ripped off and raped by all the brands, you know, price raped by all the major brands just because they want to stick a high value on their gear. I'm a big fan of giving us, the public, what we want at a reasonable, affordable price, and I think that's a bit of gear that satisfies that. So there you go, guys, just a hiking rucksack that you're going to see out and about with us for some hill walks, hikes, that sort of thing in the near future. Thanks very much for joining me, and look forward to you in the next video.